Fast forward, Unicom or channel so I say AGH Politics Avenue. Podcast or secretary because speaking headlines. And the Jim Rena EDB Exomonia. Yumbo Unra a year Chama Wontumi as a year. Now any day one a lawyer etimi eco pium or court. Lawyer and the appear could be any omo ekeke kanwa. Now just a slim size, a deputy attorney general. A share court say and now a catch court say court enhwe na onfa Wontumi entum on convict no because say Wontumi amfale a yen statement the witness statement no immediately and almost a true state of execution at the ma court say onye na ansama papa no eka no on hold one with a year conviction no nene du yom sen ko piem wo court a wonim dia kusie court abbo atoagu a onua enya asem koto akra na yehwe de onen lawyers esan ba ye akiri because de keke kono de onua case no ya yihu a me no kase ne lawyer agimre no no so aka omun next line of action a onua enya asem koto akra yebobo awuram aha AGH Politics Avenue.
And when we spoke to him, he indicated that they have two options, and so they are considering either the fact that they may have to now go back to the High Court and file the witnesses that they rely on, or escalate the matter to the Supreme Court regarding this matter. And so that's what we are at right now, considering the Wontumi case right now.
What now is expected, even though he's mentioned that they could be headed towards the Supreme Court, in terms of the tentative dates in the High Court to which they are expected to file their witness statements? Do we know that, and when next is that case supposed to be heard?
Right, so yesterday when the court dismissed the state of proceedings where the Attorney General indicated that Wontumi should be convicted, the judge or the court ordered Wontumi's lawyers to file their defense and essentially their witnesses by May 6th, because the case management conference will be on May 7th. And so that is when we are back in court on May 7th. And so by then, the court is expecting that Wontumi's lawyers would have filed all the documentation in the, as far as the witnesses' names, their addresses, and then further disclosures that they rely on in the defense of Chairman Wontumi is concerned, Marina.
Right then, Lord, thank you very much for those details. Well, let's listen to Andy Apiakubi, who's lead counsel for Chairman Wontumi, as he engaged my colleague, Lord Edwasari, at court.
This is the ruling of the court. We applied for a stay as a repeat of the earlier one. The court does not agree with us. The court says that the application for stay is refused, which means that indirectly two options: either repeat it or go back to the instant court to prepare our witness statements and continue the case and see the outcome of the case itself. So, in a nutshell, this ruling brings us to the end at the Court of Appeal in respect of the application for stay.
Is there a decision to go up?
We'll have to go back to the chamber and look at the options, and then we will let you know which line of action we take. For now, like I said, we are open to two lines of action. One is to go up to the Supreme Court, and the other is to go down to the court, High Court to continue the proceedings.
When you say either or, is it your point that filing of your witness statement is hinged on your decision whether to go to the Supreme Court or not?
Exactly. If we decide to go to the Supreme Court, we will then proceed to the Supreme Court and pursue the matter there. If we decide to go back to the High Court to continue the proceedings, so we do. So the options are open to us. So we'll go to the chamber, discuss with our client, and then we'll consider the next line of action.
That's Andy Apiakubi, is lawyer for Chairman, second zonal hearing in Kumasi scrutinizing financial irregularities captured in the 2024 report of the Auditor General. Members of the committee have been raising concern over what they describe as weak excuses and poor accountability. Ibrahim Abubakar reports on day one, after which we connect with him for day two.
Officials cited in the reports have begun appearing before the committee to respond to audit queries on financial irregularities, procurement breaches, and unaccounted expenditures. At the ongoing hearing, members expressed strong concern over what they describe as weak excuses and persistent lapses in public financial management. Chairperson of the committee, Abino Osei-Asare, took issues with explanations by officials from the Duabusu District Assembly, particularly the use of personal circumstances to justify revenue shortfalls.
Mr. DFO or MFO, you see, it is not always proper to come and sit here and use pregnancy as an excuse. It doesn't sit well with a lot of us here. She's an employee. She's working. The fact that she's pregnant doesn't mean she's not supposed to do what is expected of her. Unless the person doesn't come to the office at all and then you explain, but oh, she was about to give birth. What has that got to do with collection of revenue?
Members also raised concerns over abandoned and delayed projects, warning that leaving projects near completion could lead to deterioration and waste of public funds. This follows revelations that the Sefia-Kontombra District Assembly abandoned an ongoing project initiated by a former member of parliament and commenced a new one.
There are projects that are about 92%, 98% complete, and you are telling me because the person who started is not in office and therefore we are not going to complete them. You leave them for a year, they will deteriorate, they will build into them cracks and all of those ones, and now you come back and come and tell us that there are defects to those projects. I don't believe that that is the way we must utilize public funds.
The committee also cited poor record-keeping practices, including failure to provide receipts for expenditures and delays in responding to audit queries. In one instance, the coordinating director and finance officer for Awin district were directed to refund 41,000 Ghana cedis after failing to provide supporting documentation for some expenditures.
So you buy fuel, you don't have receipts. You know, they come to you, ask you stuff, we don't have the paperwork. I've given you guys 30 days. 30 days you are paying the money.
The committee says it is closely monitoring compliance and ensuring that funds flagged in audit reports are recovered and paid into designated accounts. It adds that it will continue to track recoveries and enforce its recommendations as part of effort to strengthen accountability in the public sector. The zonal hearings are expected to continue in the coming days, with more institutions scheduled to appear. Ibrahim Abubakar, TV3 News, Kumasi.
Well, that's where we're going to right now, where my colleague Ibrahim is stationed covering day two of the hearing. Let's connect with him right now. Ibrahim, thank you very much for joining us one more time. Any different in terms of day two, less and less infractions, or we're getting reasonable explanations now as to some of the infractions in the report?
Well, Mauna, not much of a difference from what we experienced on day one, because today, and the committee is still examining the range of breaches, including payments of unearned salaries, revenue collection shortfall, and failure by some assemblies to issue receipts for purchases. More concerning even for the committee is about the misuse of funds allocated to persons with disabilities. Some assemblies like Banda were found to be, they were cited for diverting some of these funds into administrative expenses, contrary to laid down guidelines, and they have been asked to refund some of these major monies. For Sunyani West also, the assembly was directed to refund an amount of 120,000 Ghana cedis to the district assembly common fund within 30 days. The amount, according to the coordinator, had been taken from the common fund to pay ex gratia for immediate past assembly members. And the committee was saying no, and they should have taken that amount from their IGF, not from the DACF. And for that matter, within 30 days, they should refund that money. On revenue mobilization as well, the committee has described the situation as widespread and troubling across the assemblies that appeared before it, because in several cases, revenue collectors were found to be earning more than double that they are generating. This has raised issues of misappropriation of funds on even shortchanging the assembly. So going forward, the recommendation has been for the assembly to get more commission-based workers and ensure they improve revenue rather than sticking to the permanent workers. So from today, the assemblies are coming from tomorrow. That's when we will begin to see the educational institutions, that is from pre-tertiary, tertiary, and colleges of education also appearing. But generally, it has been the same issue. Some of the monies the assemblies have been asked to refund, some to, and they are able to bring the receipt today. But for others, they have also been surcharged because they delayed in even printing out these receipts to support some of the expenditures that they have made.
Right. Ibrahim, thank you very much for those details. We'll look ahead to the report a lot later in the day. That's my colleague Ibrahim Abubakar providing a bit more in terms of details there for us. Now, climate change remains one of the most significant threats to agricultural productivity and livelihoods in northern Ghana. Despite the existence of climate-related policies and frameworks, awareness and understanding of climate adaptation strategies remain low among local stakeholders, especially smallholder farmers, youth, and decentralized government structures. To ensure inclusive post-NAP implementation and enhance awareness, stimulate dialogue, and mobilize stakeholder commitment toward effective implementation, a Northern Ghana launch has taken place, and we'll get a bit more from my colleague Nadra Mohammed right now via the phone lines. Nadra, thank you very much. How will this initiative mitigate the impact of climate change in northern Savannah and the northeast regions as well?
This initiative seeks to bring about conversation on climate change closer to the people who are mostly affected. So for many farmers down here in these three northern regions, the moment the weather pattern changes, their crops get affected. So what it does is that they want to help them to understand and then also adapt some practical solutions to something like smart farming and also a better way to store water during rainy season so that it can be used during dry season. So it also seeks to bring government and then local communities together, very close together. So, yeah, that's what this initiative seeks to implement. And also what they said is that this initiative is going to be implemented on ground, not something that they are just going to read or explore, but they are bringing it direct to the ground for farmers to benefit in this initiative.
Right, let's listen to the rep you engaged. Thank you very much as well. That's my colleague Nadra Mohammed. We can take a listen to some of the movers of this initiative and what they intend to do with it.
And the purpose for launching this is that, one, we want to create awareness and also to enhance knowledge of our stakeholders, that is youth, women, farmers, our district assemblies, among others, so that we can have an enhanced awareness about this particular climate adaptation, national adaptation plan. And two, for us to enhance ownership of the plan, because it's only when we own the plan that we can see to its effective implementation at the districts and also at the community level. So today we have brought different stakeholders together for us to have this discussion.
Let's move away from that. And the national chair of the ruling NDC, Johnson Esiedun Ketia, has attributed the party's recent electoral success in the Upper West region largely due to internal reconciliation and renewed unity among its ranks. Addressing the people of Sisala East as part of his thank you tour of the Upper West region. The national chair says the NDC historically dominates the West region, particularly in the Sisala area, but began losing seats due to internal divisions rather than voter rejection. My colleague Ibrahim Wangara has been monitoring events there, is joining us with a bit more from this thank you tour of the NDC chair. Ibrahim, thank you very much as well. We're very sure the NDC won 11 seats in the region. Has the chairman mentioned the steps taken to regain all seats?
Yes, the chairman made remarks on this issue that resulted to the party winning all 11 seats in the Upper West region. And according to him, he says a detailed assessment was done following his assumption of office as chairman, and it was revealed that functional infighting within the party was largely responsible for what he described as needless electoral defeat.
Right.
It's on that backdrop that he explained the party subsequently embarked on a reconciliation process across the region, with Sisala East identified as one of the most challenging areas due to the deep-seated divisions. But that, he said, yielded positive results. Let's take a listen to the chairman on that.
So we undertook a reconciliation tour of the region. We came to Sisala East. The divisions were very, very intractable. We did our best. Thank God. Peace prevailed, understanding prevailed. And I wasn't surprised at all when the results came. We were able to win almost all the branches in Sisala East, apart from 3 or so. We are in the process of reconstruction. There are some stages where some people will be suffering, and there are other stages where some people will be winning. We want to talk to you all to exercise patience, that when the economy is properly reset, everybody will benefit. So our party people who are saying we haven't seen anything from the party, I have heard.
Ibrahim, still staying with you, update us on the general's next remaining areas and his message to party executives.
The general is expected to be in Lambuse, specifically Tapumu, where he will be meeting party executives and traditional rulers over there. From there, he will be moving to Nandwam, where he will at the same time be interacting with stakeholders there. From Nandwam, he will go to Laura, from Laura to Jirapa, from Jirapa to Nadoli, and then he will sleep over in Wa. On Wednesday, tomorrow, God willing, he will move to Buse in the Dafiama Buse Esa district. From there to Durumo in the Wa West district, and that of Chago in Wa East district. Last but not the least will be Boli in the Wa Central Metropolis. So that has been his itinerary. But he has also been calling on party executives and disappointed members and that of executives to stay calm as the party continue to work towards the right course of action, because he believes that currently President John Dramani Mahama is focusing on the resetting agenda, and so definitely others will be happy and others will certainly not be happy. But he promised that going forward, he will be working to ensure that all party executives are given the needed support so that at least they can also fill a part and parcel of their government. So that has been the journey with Dr. I beg your pardon.
Johnson is sitting here.
The general party.
Right then.
We are in some hurry to Mkoso channel, so my men are so jemre. That's an so bad in the Dumbi Romania. Only I have been saying Asia.